Hello and welcome back to Options Arena by True Options Masters. I'm Mike Merson, your managing editor, here with Mike Carr, Amber Hestla, and for the first time on video, we have Adam O'Dell from our sister pub, Money and Markets. I want to welcome you all to the call. Thank you so much for joining. This week, we are talking sectors. So unless you were living under a rock, the oil sector was the sector to own for the first half of this year. It's come in quite a bit since then. A lot of things have changed. And I wanted to ask our True Options Masters, what is the sector to trade in Q4, which we are approaching? We're not quite in Q4 yet, but we are getting there. So what is the sector to watch for Q4 of 2022? To kick us off, I think we'll give Adam a warm welcome and put him in the hot seat. Adam, what are you seeing for Q4?
Yeah, thanks so much. So my pick is going to seem a little bit contrarian. Obviously, the oil and gas sector was ripping higher, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that pull back some. On the other side of the coin, the biotech sector absolutely got pummeled in 2021 and then was obviously leading the bear market lower in 2022. So I have a chart of XBI, the Spider Biotech ETF. And what I've noted is that the bottom that it made this year is basically the exact same level of the 2020 bottom, the bottom of the Corona crash in March 2020, as well as the same level that held as support in the near bear market of the fourth quarter of 2018. So obviously biotech caught a bid in kind of some of the new COVID world hype moment of late 2020, but it peaked much earlier in 2021 where everything else was chugging higher. So biotech has really taken a beating, but I'm seeing a lot of the individual companies I'm looking at much more reasonable valuations now. So the XBI, the ETF, did make a double bottom recently and has started approaching the upper bound of its downward sloping trend channel. So I'm really looking for a bullish breakout above the $95 to $100 level on XBI. As a zone that I feel more comfortable adding additional biotech stocks and options. I do run an options trading service that I've run since 2012, and it's based on momentum and sector rotation. So in that service, I'm looking for stocks that have a 6-month uptrend as kind of the primary trend filter, and then stocks and ETF that have a more shorter term relative strength burst of momentum. And I will say that I did just get a signal on XBI recently. So my pick for this week for the fourth quarter is the biotech sector.
Biotech, very interesting pick, Adam. Thank you for that. I was just about to ask about your strategy. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is that max profit alert under the Money and Markets banner?
Yes, absolutely. It originally was named Cycle 9 Alert because there were 9 major sectors. Now it's kind of been expanded to 11. But the idea is that on a 2 to 3 month basis, those sectors cycle in and out of favor. And if you can use a medium term kind of swing trading momentum system to ride from one market leading sector to the other, that's a great way to play some of these swing trade options.
Fascinating stuff. Check out Adam's stuff, moneyandmarkets.com. I know he's going to be going out with some stuff for Max Profit Alert later this month, so look forward to that. Speaking of sector rotation strategies, though, just this week in True Options Masters, we finally, after months of anticipation, released Market Leaders. That's Mike Carr's sector rotation strategy. He is using a relative strength strategy. Maybe he can tell us a little bit about that and his sector analysis. And obviously, we're going to go to Mike Carr for the next Options Arena topic. So, Mike, what do you have for us for Q4 2022?
I fortunately have 2 picks because the first one was XBI, and I agree with everything Adam said. I have the RSI breaking out as well. I can show it on this chart here. RSI breaking out to new highs as we're completing a huge double bottom pattern here. So lots of potential upside there. My second pick is TAN, Invesco Solar. And this one I know is being driven by news. That's the gap here, the Inflation Reduction Act, adding a lot of money to solar. You know, it's going to push the stock up. You can get a discount if you put solar on your roof. Inflation is high. And whether it's going to reduce national inflation or not, and I don't think it will, if everybody buys solar, they save money because it lowers their bill. And I think you're going to have a lot of people, the middle class, the upper middle class, just adding solar to their roofs, and that's going to benefit solar. We see here the relative strength signal. It had been basing for quite a while, broke out along with price, confirming our uptrend. And here again, we have a very extended base and potentially rallying back to those new highs in time, not in the fourth quarter, but in time. We also see, this is the greed gauge indicator. It's breaking out to new highs along with price. It's been tracking pretty closely. So multiple buy signals there on TAN, and it's looking pretty good.
Glad you brought it back up with you today, Mike. That's great. You have agreement with Adam on biotech, though. Very great analysis. By the way, like I said, Market Leaders just launched. You can get access to that for as little as $4 a month. I think it's a really excellent tool to have in your toolkit. Not to be left out, Amber Hestla, also part of Market Leaders, I'll point out, putting out some really great spread income trades. So if you want access to those, definitely check out True Options Masters e-letter. We're going to be talking about Market Leaders all week long. And Amber, how about you close us out with your sector analysis for this week?
Okay, so based on the technicals, my top pick is Aerospace and Defense ETF, XAR. My indicator shown at the bottom of the chart here just triggered a buy signal in the sector. The indicator is based on volatility, so high readings are bearish, just like the VIX. When the red line, the indicator, falls below its moving average, the blue line, we have a buy signal. XAR holds significant positions in GD, TXT, and TDY, and these are some of the largest defense contractors. They're the companies that stand to benefit from the war in Ukraine. So the U.S. has been sending billions of dollars in aid to Ukraine. Much of that aid consists of weapons that come from our own stockpiles. So to maintain readiness, the military will need to buy new weapons. In other words, each multi-million-dollar weapons delivery to Ukraine creates the need for a multi-million-dollar order to a defense contractor. So XAR is the best way to trade that, and my indicator says now is the time to buy.
Amazing. Thank you for that, Amber. Obviously, you know a thing or two about what's going on in the military. You and Mike share that very special background. So be sure to, if you haven't already, check out what Amber's been doing in Market Leaders. Keep an eye on the aerospace military stocks. Definitely, we got double support for the biotech stocks this week. And Mike, as you said, look to get long solar. So we have a lot of great ideas from across the board this week. Thank you all for joining. By the way, if you're not subscribed to both the Money and Markets and the True Options Masters e-letter, you're missing out on a lot of amazing options insights all week long. Not to mention some more broad-based market insights from Money and Markets. Adam, your green zone rating system, a pretty incredible system for analyzing the best stocks to buy and amid all this volatility. If you're liking this content, be sure to like, subscribe, all those fun things people like to tell you to do on YouTube. And that's going to wrap it up for us, I think. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, everyone. We'll be back with you next week.